What are the chief duty of husband and wife in the marriage state? The chief duty of husband and wife in the marriage state is to be faithful to each other and to provide in every way for the welfare of the children God may give them. So A, the duty of being faithful to each other means that the privileges of husband and wife may be shared by them alone. So the privileges like living together, doing the marital act. So B, parents by the will of God have the primary right and obligation to feed, clothe, shelter, and educate their children. This God-given right may not be unjustly interfered with by any power on earth. Any law which takes away or lessens this right and obligation is unjust. Okay, well, it's very controversial, but you got to know your duty, in the married state. It shouldn't be controversial. But now with all this this feminist agenda going around, and you got to know your duty first as a husband, you got to be the breadwinner. You got to be the one providing, obviously spiritual, but also economical way. So you have to be able to feed your children, obviously, and educate your children. You have to teach them, obviously, like their school or whatever. But I mean, also you got to educate them in the faith. Teach them about God, about the saints. Read them the stories of the saints. And, make sure they're going to confession. They're in the state of grace. All of that. And the duty of the wife is to stay at home. And there are some exceptions. Like if you're a single mom, that's an exception because you have to go to work because there's no husband there to provide. So you have to go to work. But that doesn't mean it's still good for the child. And it's hard to, it's hard to hear that and say that because it's true. It's still going to affect the child in a way. They need their dad. And they need you in the house. But obviously it's an exception because there's no other way. Or else it can't feed you or anything. I'm going to have a podcast in the future about feminism for sure. And masculinity and the duties of wife and husband. Women they have to stay home and take care of their children. They can't be going to work. They have to stay home and make sure their children are doing, the right things. And especially nowadays, like to educate your children, it's better to homeschool. Because now in the public school, right now there's all this COVID stuff and the public schools are closed, and it's online. I'm not sure how it is online, but I'm pretty sure it's still the same. They're not teaching your kids good stuff, They're giving them the sex education and also the quality of the education is not good. Like in Seton homeschool, for example, that's the only thing I'm able to talk about because that's the only homeschool I've been in and that I'm in still right now. They make you work your butt off, in essays and in math, and you got to work hard in Seton, but it's worth it. You're actually learning things, and especially the religion, man. The religion is awesome in here. And also, they made me read Baltimore Catechism 1, 2 times. And Baltimore Catechism 2, they made me read it 3 times because I had to read it once a year. So when I was in 4th grade, they made me read it once. And then 5th grade, another time. And then 6th grade, Baltimore Catechism 2. 7th grade, they made me read it again. And 8th grade, they made me read it again. And now I read Baltimore Catechism 3 in 9th grade last year. I read it. Well, actually, no, the beginning of this year I read it. Right now I'm in 10th grade. They make you memorize answers to questions concerning the faith and morals. It's very good. I recommend Seton Home Study School to every parent because now the educational system in the public schools is horrible, and private schools and Catholic schools. That's shameful. it should be like the best in the Catholic schools, but it's probably even worse, you know, because they're probably giving bad theology in there. So I recommend, Seton Home Study School. It's very good. Anyways, so yeah, husband, you go to work, and be the strong, religious, good Catholic man, and the good example for your children, and take your kids out to the park. Whenever you have time, go take your kid. Whenever you're talking to him, talk to him about God, or about manly things, manly virtues. Take him to your job, or if you can. Sometimes you can't. Go take him to work out or something like that. And for the mom, you gotta be at the home. At the home, if you want the best for your children, you gotta be at the home. And you're gonna make mistakes, but it's gonna get better along the way. It's gonna be hard because many people are gonna criticize you for deciding to stay home and for having a lot of children and stuff like that. So yeah, those are the duties of the parents. Ultimately, to take your children to heaven. That's the ultimate end. That's what it's all about. All of our vocations, to take ourselves and others to God.